I'll cut up this melon while I'm talking to you about a few things that came up for me during the week that I thought would be really great to share with you in this live. First and foremost, it's really challenging to wear your hair natural on so many levels. And if it wasn't, then everybody would be doing it. But the good news is that it doesn't have to be so hard once you get your basic foundation down. That basic foundation is you learning about what your hair, like the first baby step is about learning about what your hair does physically. So that is you observing what your hair does when it gets wet. Does it reject water or does it receive it? And not looking too deep into this, of the porosity of the hair, the way in which the hair can absorb and retain water. When we don't look too far into it, we allow ourselves to learn something new just by simply observing. Observing is probably one of the most powerful tools you can have when you're learning about your hair, because your hair is always changing. So this observation is going to keep you in momentum. Now, our hair doesn't have any nerve endings, so you cannot basically tell if your hair is in any pain, right? And because you can't feel if it's in pain, you feel very disconnected from what your hair is telling you. I hope you don't feel that way for long, because what I want to share with you is that your hair is can be felt by our very sensitive fingertips. Our fingertips are basically the hair's translator from a feeling of a disconnection to a feeling of connection that way. So when you feel your hair, again, you're going to just take note and observe what your hair feels like and how that feels to you. Does it feel crispy? Does it feel dry? Or does it feel soft and moisturized? And once you start to pay attention to those two observations, you start to learn what's working for you and what isn't working for you. Those steps feel like beginner steps, right? But honestly, those steps are what's going to be taken every single day throughout your journey. And that self-awareness is the first step to being in relationship with yourself. You know, a few days ago, I was using products. Oh my God, wait, hold on. I have to take myself out of this conversation for 2 seconds. Like, the melon right now is dynamite. So freaking good. I can literally feel my cells regenerating. I feel like energy is pumping into my body. This is why I'm particularly more plant-based than anything else, because food holds energy, and believe it or not, so does our hair. So when we can tap into what our hair is saying, we're beginning that conversation. Now, unfortunately, we're very critical of ourselves, and because of that, you can learn about your hair and then really beat yourself down because your hair feels dehydrated. Don't do it. Would you speak to your best friend like that if she just touched her own hair and you were like, wow, your hair really feels like shit, girl? Do you think she would be friends with you? No, because you're not being kind. So when you observe with an open mind. And that open mind is going to allow you to take in new information without self-judgment. Now, I'm sure you want a solution right away, right? When your hair is still feeling dry, then you're not getting the moisture that you feel like your hair needs. Well, the truth of it is that you are probably getting the moisture, but you're just not holding on to it. Or And you could be not getting enough moisture to begin with. And that you know sooner than later. So chances are when you are just constantly feeling dry after using products, it's most likely because you are on a lower scale of porosity. Now, you can also be fine textured and a wavy and a loose wavy curl shape, and you can still have resistance to moisture. It's on a lower spectrum of resistance, but that can still matter on how you get the water in the first place. So if that's you and you're nodding your head yes, and you're like, yeah, I use the moisturizers, I use the conditioners, I do all the water, I'm using the right fabric, I'm, sleeping with a buff, I'm not touching my hair, and you're doing all that and you're still feeling frustrated, the solution I have for you is you may need a sealer. Now, I have too much cantaloupe. I need bigger containers. So a sealer is going to be something that is an essential oil. And I don't mean the essential oils that you use for your yoga and you put on, while you're doing your yoga practice and you're getting all zen. I'm actually talking about essential hair oil. One of the ones that I love the most is by Innersense Organic Beauty, called Harmonic Healing Oil. The reason is you might need something that by the time your hair starts to release that water and those moisturizing agents that are in your hair, there's nothing to keep the water in. So I'm not saying go to your kitchen and grab coconut oil. That's not what I'm saying. I'm recommending Harmonic Healing Oil as a product that you can keep adding to your hair as a refreshing product when it's day 2 and 3. You can also apply it to your hair when it's wet, mixed in with your gel. And that's a really nice sealer to lock in that moisture when it starts to leave the hair. And it's a really great sealer for when your hair needs something to hold on to that water to get into tighter cuticles because you're resistant to getting water into the hair in the first place. It's like so stubborn. So being that we're entering into the summer season, even if you're in a dry climate, say you live in Albuquerque, every time. It's like a whole new world for me. You will, in fact, be able to retain that moisture and hold on to it. Okay. Thank you everybody who's here, who's watching me chew melon. Good morning, everybody. And for those of you who are jumping on and jumped out, thank you for jumping in and then jumping out. I'm sure you're busy. It's work day. Yes, Brittany, thank you for not giving up on yourself. For those of you who are watching the replay or who are catching this on YouTube, I am always doing these lives on Instagram. And I have a lot of women write to me that they're happy they didn't give up on their hair and go back to heat, especially since the humidity's coming here in the state of New York and the Northeast in general. So I just want to say, if you're out there and you're catching this and somehow the ethers brought you to me and we're having this conversation, I just want to let you know that you are on like a really intricate journey of self-care and self-love. And learning about your hair is the first conversation, the first opportunity you're going to give yourself to really connect with yourself and be kind to yourself. Like I said earlier, be really nice and gentle to yourself. Irene, I'm sorry to hear about your grandmother. I'm sorry she passed away. And I wish you and your family the best of wishes. And another reason why I repost these videos is because a lot of my clients and a lot of my followers, they're working, and I want you to be able to recatch this. The harmonic healing, great question, Rainwater. The harmonic healing oil from Innersense is great for scalp, actually. It helps repair any sort of skin burns, any sort of scabbing, because sometimes our anxiety, we pick our scabs, and we do pick our scalp, and there's nothing to be ashamed about that. That's the way that we, get rid of anxiety and stress, and so that will definitely be okay with applying to the scalp. It does wash out with co-washes because it doesn't have any sort of buildup agents in there, and it absorbs very much into the hair. Yes, and sometimes it is good, Pam, to give your hair a break from products. That is a good indicator of seeing if the products are even working. And I encourage everybody to do that. Try to give your hair 1 or 2 days after washing and conditioning, rinsing out the conditioner and giving your hair a break from product. It's not to say products are bad for you. It's just, it's good to see where your hair is at with any products at all. And then that's a really good indicator to see what's not influencing the hair, seeing the hair in its raw state. Okay. One more comment and then I'm going to head out. My hair takes a while to get wet when I'm in the shower and then takes forever to dry, which makes it difficult for me to wait for it to be totally dry to SOTC. I don't know what scrunch out the crunch. All right. Yes, well, that's the beauty about first day hair is that it's good to allow the hair to take its time drying. It's usually our patience that we're rubbed up against, but the benefits of your hair drying at the speed in which it's going to absorb that water, you're going to get longevity. And I wouldn't even bother scrunching out the crunch on first day hair, especially here in the summer. Just let the crunch break off on its own. You're already moving through the world. You're already moving your body. That crunch is naturally going to break every time you put a shirt on or, you're getting wind blown in your hair. So trust the process and enjoy it. This is second day hair for me. I have very little to no product. I love the fluffy. I love the fact that my hair is 80% definition and 20% frizz. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I feel beautiful. I feel like I'm being very kind to myself. My hair feels very soft and moisturized. And I can't wait to make these videos for you guys because they are pushing me out of my comfort zone above and beyond. And I truly believe, I'm gonna freaking cry. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. You're supposed to cry, not me. I'm supposed to move you so much that you cry and I don't cry, but these videos are taking everything that I know how to do and all of my love for curly hair, and I'm giving it to you. In a way that can be digestible, that can be bite-sized. It's going to help you learn about your own hair and take away all the noise that's going on that's really overwhelming you and putting you into despair, shutting you down, making you feel like you're not enough, making you feel like that your journey is just a piece of shit and you just don't know why you're doing what you're doing. But I'm going to tell you right now, you are amazing. Get out of your own way. Allow me to guide you. Trust the process. And I am going to give you something that you're going to love. You're going to be able to eat it up and create yummy, juicy curls out of it. So Thank you so much for your time this morning, and I will be posting this on YouTube later today so you can catch the replay on just some bite-sized pieces of how to learn how to keep your hair moisturized and why an oil is not bad, but it has to be the right oil. Okay, so lots of love to you. Enjoy. Cheers.